Good evening. I'm so glad you're here. We'll spend 2 minutes in silent meditation, just allowing not only ourselves to kind of collect ourselves and arrive, but to allow any latecomers to make it on the stream. And so as you get settled in your dignified seat, close your eyes when you're ready. Take a few deep breaths to signify an official welcoming to your meditation. And I'll let you know when our 2 minutes is up. Okay, take one last breath in, and then let that breath go as I reposition my cushion. Okay, all right. I want to share something that happened today. It's just technical in regards to my practice. I was having one of those low energy days. I did some recording today for our Recalibrate thing that in September, and oh my gosh, it was just such a joy and so fun. And I had a busy day and everything humming along fine, just a little lower energy. And by this afternoon, I was like, oh, I haven't meditated yet. And I never come to this class without having meditated that day. And I was thinking, oh, I'm so tired. I just cannot imagine sitting for meditation in 20 minutes. And some part of me said, no, this is going to give you energy today. Like some voice inside my body said, no, this is what you need. And I say voice, but it was more like a physical calling. Like my body physically saying, please go rejuvenate on the cushion. I've been on tech a lot today, and I think that's part of why I got a little tired. It always drains my energy faster when I'm on my computer all day. And so I sat for about 20 minutes. And when I opened my eyes, when the timer went off, I just did a silent meditation. I was a new person. Still me. New version of me, maybe. And I know it sounds like not that big of a deal, but I know you've also had the experience yourself of being tired and that fatigue leading to you not wanting to sit on your cushion and meditate. And I think only you would understand what I'm sharing here, because to somebody else it might not sound like that big of a deal. But we all know how hard it is sometimes to get to the cushion. And I think what's starting to happen is that my consistency, I don't meditate every day, but I try to make it to the cushion like 5 days a week. I think the consistency is starting to land in my nervous system in a way that not my thinking conscious front of brain, but on a level deeper than that. My body is starting to understand. My nervous system is starting to understand what the practice is doing for me. And it's giving me these signals of like, please sit your butt down and meditate, girlfriend. You know? And I just wanted to share that with you in case it inspires you to keep going. Because along this path, the more we commit to it steadily, readily, over a course of a long period of time, we start to have these changes take place that are actually quite subtle, but to you, the practitioner, they're huge. They're huge. So keep on trucking, keep going. That's all to say, just keep going, keep awakening, keep opening, and keep grounding. So we've been working on RAIN practice: recognize, allow, investigate, nurture. And what I want to do today for our practice is focus mostly on the nurture part. So I'm going to talk a little less, and then the practice will be just a little bit longer so we can really explore nurture. It goes without saying we're in a time of high fear, high anxiety. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, of course. And the nurture of RAIN helps us tap into our inner resources. And I love this particular part of the practice because you don't have to be in formal meditation to nurture. You could be in a doctor's office. You could be in an airport. You could be in a car or at a restaurant or at home. And you can informally bring in these nurturance practices and really care for yourself in the moment of fear, of anxiety, of just that sense of elevation inside. Something happens in the world, you have an inner response. And how do we care for that inner response? And so that'll be our practice today, is this N of nurture. And in Vipassana, which is what we're doing on Mindful Mondays, mindfulness is rooted in Vipassana practice. They're called the seeds of safety. The seeds of safety. So when we're in a place of fear or anxiety, there's a part of our brain that's definitely neurocepting threat. Whether the threat is real or not doesn't matter. The brain is interpreting that as such. And so with this nurturance practice, we are practicing these seeds of safety so that the more we practice them, the more we might automatically turn our mind toward one when we're having an elevated state inside, we'll call it. And so I would like you now to get comfortable. We'll officially enter the mindfulness part of this class tonight. And as you get comfortable on your cushion or in your chair, however you're seated, I would like us to take the first minute or two really just opening up to sound. I open up to sound with you a lot, I know. It's one of the most accessible ways to come into present moment, and it's one of the safest ways to come into present moment experience. It's more accessible for more of us. So all you're doing here is opening your listening and noticing what you hear. Can you extend your listening farther away? What's the furthest away sound that you can hear outside your room that you're in the environment outside the building that you're in? So far away, what can you hear? There are three primary pathways for increasing this sense of inner safety. through our meditation practice. One is attention to body and breath. The second one is wise and loving messages, like words we might say to ourselves. And the third one is evoking a person, a memory, a place, an activity. And so here, begin to ground yourself by becoming aware of your body. Make sure your seated posture is stable and comfortable. Feel how your back, your seat, your feet are touching the chair or the floor. And feel your weight and the sense of gravity. And also feel how the earth is holding you up. And can you grow softly taller as you're held by the earth? And begin to scan your body and consciously relax any tension that you find. Now focus on your breath, slowing to a long in-breath and a long out-breath, maybe 5 seconds for each. And breathe without pausing between in and out. So the breath is almost the shape of a circle. If we put a shape to the breath, there would be no beginning and no end. Smooth transitions. And as you breathe without pausing the inflow and the outflow, can you begin to relax with the outflow, letting the entire breath be easy, smooth. This is called coherence breathing. Now place your hand or your hands gently on your heart, your belly, or even your cheeks, like you are holding a loved one's face, but you are the loved one. And send a wise and loving message to yourself. Anything. You could say, I'm here, or I'm with you. Maybe it's more like prayers or blessings of loving kindness. May I feel safe from inner and outer harm. Maybe it's mantras or phrases with sacred meanings such as Om Mani Padme Hum, which means as our minds awaken, we discover the jewel of compassion. Om Mani Padme Hum. Decide which wise and loving message meets you where you are tonight, and I'll give you a minute quietly to just repeat that message to yourself. And as we move into the resource of mentally evoking a person, a place, activity, a memory, I'm going to read to you a few questions. And as you hear these, pay attention to your body and just notice which of these scenarios or which of these questions brings you the greatest sense of ease. See if you can intuit from the messages from the body which is the safest memory for you. With whom do you feel connection or belonging? Feel cared for or loved? With whom do you feel at home, safe, and secure? And so for this one, you might scan family, friends, teachers, healers. It could be those you know, or it could be people you feel connected to, but you've actually never met. It could be people who are living or who have passed. It could be pets. Or it could be archetypal or spiritual figures like the Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus. When and where do you feel the most at home? The most safe, secure, relaxed, or strong? And here you might consider where you feel a sense of sanctuary. Maybe for you it's in the natural world. Maybe it's in a church or a temple. At home. In a coffee shop. What activity brings a sense of safety, a sense of security or strength? Notice if there's something you do, helping others, swimming, drawing, dancing, doing yoga, that connects you with your inner resources. And the last question is, what events from the past, particular experiences, are reminders of when you felt safe and strong and empowered? This might include a time of accomplishment, some time of learning, some time of service. It could be a time of being in relationship. It could be a beautiful event that you attended, something that was meaningful and really has long-lasting impression for you. So after reflecting on these questions, choose either the person, the place, the activity, or the memory that currently offers you the best sense of safety. The thing that when you think about fills your body with such a sense of being home. And whatever one of these four you choose, the person, the place, the activity, or the memory of an event, deepen your attention by bringing this resource anchor alive with all your senses. Like really let it come to fruition in your mind and hear it and smell it and taste it, touch. Can you get even more detailed? For example, if it's a person, maybe there's a reassuring look. Or if it was an event, can you remember even the food that was served or the words that were spoken? And now I invite you to let go of that, to let go of whomever or whatever you are bringing to mind, to let go of focus on body and breath, to let go of the loving and wise messages. And just notice any feelings that may or may not, that's okay too, arise in your body, this leftover residue of ease and safety and comfort. Really letting this residue of ease, safety, and comfort not only sink in, but let it fill you from the inside out. And know that all we did here tonight was use a different part of our brain than our fear and anxiety lives in. What we did here in this practice was turn our mind toward things that may feel more safe to us. We chose to redirect our attention. And while you may not have come to this meditation tonight feeling fear or anxiety, you practice the skill of learning what else to focus mind on for the times that you do, because those feelings are something that we experience as human beings. It is part of the human condition. So take a deep breath in, if you would, and a long breath out. And let's focus on that coherence breathing one last time, where the inhale and the exhale are one and the same. They just roll over each other, no beginning and no end. Please open your listening to sound. Notice what you hear. And as you flutter your eyes open, I invite you to notice what you see. I'm so proud of you for making it to class. Seriously. I know that some days are easier than others and some seasons are harder than others. And the ways in which we show up for this practice, the ways in which we tend to, how it is to live in this world really matter. And so I send you so much love tonight, and I send you so much gratitude. And I will see you next Monday. Have a great evening.